was just sitting here thinking, I'm getting a download now about everybody who was attacking me. Some of these people attacking me was females. You had the opportunity to come. I wonder why that is, bro. I wonder why y'all started attacking me. Don't attack me. I was trying to help y'all. Y'all picked on me, put cameras in my house, disrespect me. I never met y'all, never shook y'all hand. That's wrong. Don't do nobody like that. Female, bro, I'm telling you, I always been like that, bro. They get derailed when they coming towards me by my family members, friends, so-called friends, or whatever. And then they go off and sleep with them. And then they want to come around me to sleep. This is back in the past. Now come around me to be with me, and I ain't gonna do it. I always had these gifts from God. I always had these gifts, and God reside in me. I know that now. He don't do it all the time, but he do it enough to where I know to keep the house clean, to keep my vessel clean. He know I know I better keep it clean, cause my boy be coming by all the time to chill with me. And you know when God come through, we do everything together. You know, and that's why I like for God to find the lover for me, because even in the midst of love, he be in between it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I ain't trying to be sarcastic, but he be a part of the love that I make with my lovers. If he finds them. If he don't, and I find him, he eject himself, and that's it. It's over. And that's why it's good to be with a twin or a twin flame, because that's, to me, that's that three or more come together. That to me, it means that a lot. You know, but God is definitely there if you with a twin or a twin flame. You better know it, bad or good. God there. God there. It's so there. You can feel the power in the room, the static electricity. Rainbows be everywhere. You know, rainbows be in your house, outside, two rainbows in the yard and in the yard with you. 2 rainbows. It's just ridiculous, bro. Like, you can dance in the rainbow. And that's why I tell people, you ain't really with no twin or twin flame. I can't tell folks that, but I'm just saying, I seen so much supernatural events from being with a twin or a twin flame that it's amazing. It's something to wait for. It's something to fight for, and it's something to look for. But you can't find these if you disrespected somebody else's. If you interfering, I'm telling you, look at the energy. My people, I want y'all to learn energy now. If you know somebody got twin or twin flame, in your little peanut brain head, you're gonna say, that's an angel. I'm gonna sleep with the angel so I can get some good karma to the angel. It don't work like that. It do and it don't. You're gonna get more bad karma than you're gonna get good karma. And then you're gonna get to a point in your life, because we all gotta get older. You're gonna get to a point in your life where you wanna find your lover. You're not gonna find them. And you damn sure probably won't get no twin or twin flame. So if you want a twin or twin flame, you want a successful marriage, if you want a successful family in the future, it's best you not interrupt with nobody else's family. It's best you do not hurt somebody else's home, taint up somebody else's home, contaminate somebody else's home. Like I said, my boy was a ladies' man. My brother that got murdered, he was a ladies' man. He could have any woman he wanted. He would not even think about sleeping with a married woman. And they better not even, they used to be bad about hiding their rings. Why they do that? He go gangster mode on them. I'm telling you, he didn't do it. Cause me and him had this game, we were running this thing, and we started learning about energy and karma through, as I hate to say it, gang violence. And we realized we would lose in the gang activities when we would do bad things to people that was not in God's will. Not saying gang violence is period. I'm just saying we didn't understand who was in. You get it. We was already in the street before we realized we knew God. Before we knew God, got to know God. So, God evolved in us as we grew and evolved in the street and out of the street. Just put it that way. So, but anyway, Anyway, don't interrupt that. If you want you will want a family, and you will want somebody to love you. Oh yes, you will. It don't matter if you're a junkie, a happy junkie, a happy whore. It don't matter. Eventually, your body will get tired of the drugs and of the rapid bed making sex and all that extra shit. You gotta do all. I know y'all lower back be hurt. You gotta do a lot that your body ain't gonna keep up with. I know your bones be killing you, and you probably covered in being gay all the time, and your bones just be hurt. You be ready to settle down. When you ready to settle, see, that's the difference between sowing your royal oats and settling down. When you ready to settle down, you ain't finna be jumping off the bed, bending over here, going over here, doing this over here, and turning into a press over here. All that's over. All that's over. All that's over. And then some of y'all are in relationship where you have to do that. Yeah, right. And then you should have just sold your royal oats, got out of that, and got ready to get into a family. Same thing happened with the flame. She was running out of gas with that shit she was doing. And God gave her the opportunity to get into a family. She turned it down. And now, you can't live like that. You can't live like that. Your body ain't gonna allow it. Science ain't gonna allow it. Just let it go. It's just on your royal. I truly feel, since America is the youngest country in the world, we the only ones that's dumb enough to think that you can live like that. You can't live like that. You sow your royal oats. That's what it is. Get it out the way, get it over with, move on to a family. That's why I said I strongly advise people, if you got grandparents in your life, to go get that wisdom while you can. Because wisdom don't grow on trees. But actually it do, but you get what I'm saying. And wisdom ain't easy to get. You can't go buy a book, you know, like you can, and you can't just go get, how you get knowledge, you can't get wisdom like that. So you better go get that wisdom. And as you can see, I talked to a lot of old folks in my lifetime. But anyway, I was just listening to a limb right here. She was talking about how not to deal with. Honestly, that's another thing I feel like that the world is going through, a purging of so-called friends. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us are too old to be having these crowds around us. And it's about time for us to pour into our families. Our family, not our family we were born with, but the family that we left our family for and created. You know, start pouring into your kids, pouring into your wife, pouring into your lover, and building up the relationship. And hell, you can start with, if it's your lover, it's your wife or your husband, you can start with the sex if you got to. If y'all having a problem in that department, you need to talk about it honestly with one another. And you need to hear each other out and don't argue at each other and try to work on it. You know? Because that do become a problem after being in a relationship for so long. There's ways where you can perk that back up. There's ways where you can fix that. There's ways where you can work on that. And working on that, you can really evolve together or separate peacefully together and just realize that maybe it ain't gonna work, you know. Whatever you need to do. But talking to each other about that, soothing the relationship and talking peacefully about it to one another. You know, ask each other to sit down. Let's sit down and talk about this. Let's sit down and talk about it, you know. Not in front of nobody, you know. Just between you and your lover. And do not share it with nobody. It's just between you and your lover. But I really feel like the world is being purged from all these so-called friends and people you can call, bro. I already knew it was a limited time for me, but I grew up around a lot of old folks, but I already knew it was a limited time for me to be around so-called associates and friends and having them in my bed. Hey, but let me tell you what my girl did. Let me tell you what this happened. Tell you what she did on this one. Let me tell you how she did this. I ain't feeling that. I got too old for that. You know, and I learned that they gonna, you know, as soon as somebody feel like you don't never know what somebody want in your life. And it might be your lover. they definitely gonna slick make you and your lover relationship a miserable hell. They can just think it. So you gotta truly have a friend that wants the true best for you and your lover. And that, how you gonna know if that's what they thinking? But I was listening to this Liam talk, and she was like, you gotta find a way to get away from people. I'm a professional at that part. I cut everybody off at one time in the same month. It could have been 10 people I was associated with consistently. I cut them all off in the same month. Hey man, we'll go. Nah, we ain't doing that. Matter of fact, I'm probably not gonna ever do that with you again. I'm going through some things right now that I need to figure out for myself. So I'm gonna be by myself for a while. I just never hear from them again. Just like that. But I've been hurt my whole life. I've been alone my whole life. Like I said, I ain't never had no lovers. The friend that I had was murdered. My brother that was murdered, and my grandma and my grandpa, they gone. I ain't had nobody after that. And the ones I thought I did have, and I could have had, I don't know if I had them, and I'm not gonna add them. Because if you're truly a friend, you're not gonna participate in nothing, and you gonna help that friend out when they going through something. I told you I got $500 in 5 years. That's $100 a year. Didn't nobody come over here and offer me nothing. Of course it was because of the program. Of course it was because of some organization. Of course it was because of that, but it don't matter. You don't turn on no lover like that. You don't turn on a friend like that. You don't even think about nothing like that. You don't even think about nothing like that. Like in my situation, my life got really swapped for my flame somehow, and I never know this girl. I met this girl one time, and she had the heart and the audacity to show me everything that I bought and stuff that my grandparents bought somehow in her name. That shit blew me away. But I stepped back because I didn't know her. But my family will tell you we knew we were together. They forced that on me. And that's what they need to own up to too. They forced that on me. I couldn't get that girl out my house. That girl forcefully lived with me for 6 months, and I didn't even know her. And you talking about a brutal mess? Man, I got my ass handed to me in this house. Didn't even know her. You trying to get this person, so you trying to get this, I was gonna say, monster out of my house. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even care when I seen how awful it was altogether. I'm like my man Hello World. When I seen how awful it was altogether, when I finally heard when she started coming back after she got out of my house, I told her, because I seen how fast she was living her life. As fast as she was moving, you can't live like that long. No offense, I'm not saying that, no offense, but it was about my stuff. And I told her, she was like, what you gonna do about it? And I said, I ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'm gonna let death take care of it. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but she was driving down the road. She was driving down Death Road and hitting everything in sight. You can't live like that. It was like she had no, I forgot what the word for it, but she just didn't have, she was hitting everything. And you can't do no shit like that. You can't do that. You can't do that. And she was doing it. And I honestly thought she was doing it because of the pain that she was just enthralled in. So I was like, you know what? I told my ancestors, I said, you know what? It's all right. It's all right. I said, because, that's got to come back around to me. And she probably never got to live a life. And when she got into, that's why you shouldn't give a life like that to somebody who never had it, because they don't know what to do with it and it drives them crazy. And you think it's going to help them, but it actually destroys them faster. That's like giving a wino a lot of money. And that wino probably rich, and that wino probably choosing to live on the street corner to stay away from money, because when he got money or when she got money, they tend to do the wrong thing with the money. So if you just drop a lot of money off of them and then they wind up missing, you probably just killed that person. Like, that's some real street city stuff I'm teaching y'all, man. Like, that's real, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really ask God, should you or should you not help somebody, you know? Because I know people that live dumpster diving that's rich. And I sat and talked with them. I was like, what the hell? And they explained it to me. They were like, they do bad when they're around that money. So they choose not to be around it. But anyway, so